going on, Chiefs Kingdom? As today we're going to be talking about the potential trade for Tee Higgins, as the Chiefs are the favorites to land Tee Higgins in the offseason, and there's a potential for Cam Akers trade as we're happy you chose to join us here on the Chiefs Report by Chat Sports. My name is Jace Andrews, and again, if you want more Chiefs news, topics, rumors, well, subscribe to the channel at youtube.com/ChiefsTV, or the link is going to be in the description, along with you can press that little red subscribe button to get in on the Chiefs Report family. All right, let's dive into today's topic. I mentioned it, Tee Higgins. He's the first topic we're going to mention as T. Well, there's been reports over this past week that he was looking to be a potential guy for the Chiefs to land in the offseason, or maybe a trade right now. Well, the first one is the report we're going to start with, and that's the offseason acquisition of Tee Higgins. So it was reported about 4 or 5 days ago now that the Chiefs were the favorites to land Tee Higgins should he not sign with the Bengals in the offseason, which is not looking very likely, along with if he doesn't get traded this year. And the Chiefs, they're the favorite, 3-1 plus 300. They're going to be the favorites right now. Behind them, you have the Patriots. A couple other teams around there could be the favorites as well, but the main one, the Chiefs. And I like this because of the stat sheet that Tee Higgins has had. Now, he's kind of, with Cincinnati, a wide receiver 1.5. He's not wide receiver 1, but he's definitely not wide receiver 2 because him and Jamar Chase kind of share the workload. But a 1,000-yard receiver last year, only had 7 touchdowns, which seems like a decent amount. But again, he had 2 already this year in 1 game, or 2 games now. He could be a guy that could really kind of bump up this team. So I think I'm going to start with this and just base it off that I would love to add to. I think that would be a great addition. Now, do I want to wait all the way to the offseason for that? Well, I don't know, because this year's wide receiver depth chart, I'm not going to say it's the best, but it's definitely not the worst. You have Kadarius Toney, you have Marquez Valdes-Scantling, Sky Moore, and Rashee Rice as your wide receiver 1 through 4. And then, again, I don't like what I've seen from Richie James, but Justin Ross and Justin Watson, I've liked what I've seen from Watson, and I don't think the Chiefs have used Justin Ross more than enough, because I really would want to see more use for Justin Ross. They've only got him in on a couple formations. He does have 1 catch that came in the season opener. Well, let's start out with it. Should the Chiefs trade for Tee Higgins? I know that the Chiefs are the favorites to land him in the offseason, but I think that there could be a potential package for him right now. So, should the Chiefs trade for Tee Higgins? If you think they should, then type Y for yes. If you think they shouldn't, then I want you to type in for no. My take? I'm definitely down for a trade. I would think that would be a great thing. Now, again, you have to process, and you also got to pay Tee Higgins. Not only this year, you're going to have to probably try and re-up him next year. Again, if you get him in the offseason, you're going to have to pay him right there. That's a lot of money that the Chiefs don't have the cap space for at the moment, so it's going to be kind of hard to figure that out. But I think that if you make the right trade, you could work this out, and it would be really, really nice. Now, a kind of proposed trade that I've seen floating around and I like is that the Chiefs are going to trade away Richie James and a 2024 third-round pick for Tee Higgins, and that way you're going to get Richie James out of there. I don't like what I've seen from him. The only reason he was on the field, to be completely honest, in my opinion, was that he was a good punt returner. And guess what? He muffed the punt against the Jaguars. He muffed a punt. So I don't really know why he's kind of earned it here. I just think it would be nice to kind of get rid of him in some ways. I'm not a big fan of Richie James. And you get Tee Higgins added onto this. I think this would be a great trade and potential to make this team go to the next level. All right, before we get into more news and rumors, I got to tell you about our official sportsbook partner, and that is BetUS. You can use code chatsports.com/ChiefsBet, promo code Chiefs125 to get a 125% deposit bonus on your first bet with a minimum of on $100 with going up to $500. Now, the best thing about it, you put in $100, you're getting $225. You're getting basically double plus a little extra of what you're putting in. And the best way to put that on? Well, you could do it on some NFL MVP odds. Now, right now, Patrick Mahomes has dropped to the second place area with Jalen Hurts and Josh Allen at plus 700 because Tua Tagovailoa took over that top spot at plus 600, but that's not going to stay that way for long. You're going to get the best value right now if you put it on Patrick Mahomes plus 700, so make sure you use that. chatsports.com/ChiefsBet. Promo code Chiefs125 to get a 125% deposit bonus. Use it on Patrick Mahomes. You're never going to get a better deal than right now. Another trade acquisition idea could be Cam Akers. Now, his name has been mentioned in trade topics, but I don't know if the Chiefs are necessarily interested. So here's kind of the basics around it before we get into it. So the Chiefs could be in their work looking for a running back. I don't know if they necessarily are, but we've seen before that trades can kind of just happen. Here was the tweet, though, that kind of sparked this topic. It came from Jordan Schultz, and he said, sources are that several teams have checked in with the Rams about a potential Cam Akers trade. Now, the top four he mentioned were the Bucs, the Ravens, the Raiders, and the Browns, but he mentioned there are other teams. So the first question I have to think is, what about a Clyde Edwards-Helaire for Cam Akers trade? The Chiefs have kind of been toying with the potential idea for trading Clyde Edwards-Helaire away. What better way to do that than trade for Cam Akers? I don't think he's exactly used properly with the Rams. He looks pretty good overall in terms of athletic ability and the way he moves around the field. And Clyde Edwards-Helaire, we've kind of seen how Chiefs Kingdom views him. I know some people are hard on him, but this is a pretty easy potential trade that I could see going through. The Rams, they get the running back depth they want with Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and the Chiefs take Cam Akers off the hands of the Rams. There is a potential for Cam Akers to be cut, and then the Chiefs could just pick him up. But I think this would be an easy trade. You get rid of CEH, you take Cam Akers, you test out that. I think it'd be a nice time to try and see maybe what is in the bag here. Maybe Brett Veach could kind of see what's going on with that. And here's the reason why I think it might be a good idea. Because his stats, well, they're pretty decent for his career. You got 30 games, you got over 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns. And again, I don't think he's been used necessarily that properly with the Rams. He's had some injury issues as well. And if he can come in with the Chiefs, I think he has the potential to be a very good depth option, because that's what CEH is a depth option. Isaiah Pacheco is your clear number one. But if you have Cam Akers as your backup, well, that could open up a load of possibilities, as you never know what a new running back could be on the table. And I kind of like the play style of Cam Akers to kind of work with Isaiah Pacheco. Pacheco's more of a pound it back. Akers is an agility, jump, speed type guy. I think overall that really would work well. You have Jerick McKinnon to kind of come out of the backfield and catch. You have Isaiah Pacheco, who can kind of cut upfield, get some yardage. He's got some speed, but he's more of a pound at home back, more of a not to kind of a bad time to compare him to, but more of a Nick Chubb style back. And then you got Cam Akers, who's all agility and speed. So I want to hear from you. Would you trade for Cam Akers? Type T for trade or type P for pass. If you think Cam Akers would be a good addition to this Chiefs squad, then type T and let me know kind of if you think Clyde Edwards-Helaire would be the right person to trade with. If you want to maybe pass on this, don't worry about it. Let's not worry about Cam Akers. Stick with what we got. And then type P for pass. I think overall, I may explore that, because CEH, again, it's been a troubled topic this year, a troubled topic over the past couple years. Why not get something in return for him? It works out for both ways. All right, we appreciate you watching today, as always. And if you want to stay with us here on the Chiefs Report, well, just subscribe, youtube.com/ChiefsTV. You're going to have our videos always right in front of you and be able to make sure you never miss another Chiefs Report video. Peace out.